Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is April 22nd of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to greenlight the indictment and subsequent arrest of Donald J. Trump for crimes, high crimes and misdemeanors related to the Epstein files. So, as I've outlined in these videos ad nauseum, the CIA has evidently developed a three-pronged approach to rid the presidency of Donald J. Trump. The first being 18 U.S. Code 4, which is misprision of a felony, in that Donald J. Trump knew of crimes being committed by Jeffrey Epstein and or his associates and failed to inform the proper authorities. The second is Donald J. Trump committing sexual-related crimes against minors, and or Donald J. Trump covering up sexual-related crimes, especially during his first presidency. So this will result, predictably, in the suicide assassination of Donald J. Trump once arrested, the impeachment of Donald J. Trump, or the actual arrest and subsequent incarceration of Donald J. Trump, starting on the date of April 23rd, Thursday, 2026. Basically, the date of April 23rd marks exactly 68 days since the last Epstein trove was released. And so in the event of a second Epstein-related event on April 23rd, it would mark two such events in 69 days. This obviously has a 69 numerology, which has all sorts of sexual connotations, especially in respect to Donald J. Trump and allegedly forcing himself upon a 13-year-old girl. As well as the number 26, which equates to letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism, which is in fact the political motivation behind this impending arrest, because they want to get J.D. Trump in as president and then launch a full-scale attack and invasion of Iran as pretext for World War III. This numerology is also reflected in the fact that the date of April 23rd marks exactly 125 days since the redacted version of the Epstein files was released. And so in the event of a second event, Epstein-related event on April 23rd, it would mark two such events in 126 days. We have the number 16, which is reflected in the 16-pointed star of the CIA, as well as the number 26, which again equates to letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism. It also marks exactly 171 days since the first ever Epstein trove of millions of case files were released by the Department of Justice. And the number 171 contains the number 17, which equates to letter Q as in coup d'etat, because this is an overthrow of the U.S. government by the Swiss CIA. Possibly most importantly, the date of April 23rd marks exactly 4,117 days since Gawker magazine published the report entitled "Here is Pedophile Billionaire Jeffrey Epstein's Little Black Book," back on January 24th of 2016. And of course, this was the beginning of what is known now as the Epstein files, because this was the first revelation, the first insight into this Zionist, Mossad-run sex trafficking pedophile ring, blackmail ring that was run by Jeffrey Epstein. And the number 4107, this obviously has the number 47, which is indicative of the 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and it has the number 4, which is was formerly a cross, which is found on the flag of Switzerland. And then it has the number 41, which is found in the motto of Switzerland, all for one, one for all. And then, of course, it has again the number 17, which equates to the letter Q as in coup d'etat, which suggests that the United States office of the president is going to be overthrown on this particular date. What the CIA is going to charge Trump with publicly and what they're going to do from a public relations standpoint is obviously not known. But the CIA has anywhere between 10 to 20 females that they've been grooming for years to come and speak out. They're going to hit the podcast circuit. They're going to hit primetime television, all the talk shows, the morning shows, and they're going to claim that they were victims of Jeffrey Epstein. That is why back on April 9th, Melania Trump went before the White House held a press conference saying, highlighting the victims of the Epstein files, because they're going to parade these people out. They're going to become stars. They're going to be like Charlie's Angels. They're going to be called Trump Angels. That is why they call the victims of these illegal immigrant crimes. They call them angel families. So this is what they're probably going to be called, Trump Angels, because they're going to be really hot. They're going to be persuasive. And they're going to be used as a propaganda, part of a propaganda machine by the CIA to sell the notion that Trump was guilty of all these sex crimes. They're all going to claim that Trump raped them, sodomized them, did all sorts of shit to them. That being said, they'll likely produce fraudulent evidence, possibly a Monica Lewinsky-like dress with DNA evidence on it. And they'll likely produce some sort of evidence that was seized at the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. Likely produce evidence within the three so-called FBI memos. Possibly charge him with crimes against a 13 to 15-year-old girl who was allegedly forced to give Trump oral sex. The Jane Doe interviewed by the FBI back on August 7th of 2019. The Jane Doe interviewed by the FBI back on July 24th of 2019. The girl that allegedly bit Trump's penis during a sexual assault. And then, of course, crimes that are detailed in the so-called missing 37 pages of the Epstein files, and crimes documented in the missing so-called 53 pages of the Epstein files. Also crimes in the redacted version of the Epstein files, as well as crimes that were detailed in the FD-302 reports from the FBI. Lastly, in respect to the redacted version, we can expect a full-scale release of the unredacted version of the redacted files. And then these black boxes are going to be removed, and then lo and behold, there is going to be Donald J. Trump in all his glory, likely in his birthday suit, sexually assaulting multiple women. This is all going to be deep fake, AI generated. They're going to produce or release audio files. They're going to release videos. They're going to release pieces of art. They're going to release DNA evidence. They're going to just smear. It's just going to be a full-scale smear job on the president, starting on April 23rd, 2026. Obviously, if this happens, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international